All right, guys, the group stages have just been announced here for the IEM Katowice World Championships. So we've got the groups that just got posted a few days ago, and I actually didn't react to these yet. I didn't even look at them. Somehow, in the midst of all the StarCraft content coming out right now, I missed this. So let's take a quick look. We've got Group A, Rogue, Cure, Solar, Neeb, and Dream. I mean, I know there's not going to be any easy groups, but still, Jesus Christ. You could argue Dream and Solar are both a Neeb. Like, these three are all kind of weak links, arguably, right? And that compared to the guys who you expect to see in the top 8, you don't really expect any of these three in the top 8. That being said, Solar, hot and cold as always. If he's on a hot streak, he could win the group. I mean, he does that, right? And then he'll lose 3-0 in the round of 8 or something like that. Usually, we don't really expect Solar to be making a top 4, but this is just the playing field at the World Championship, an insanely hard group. Now, of course, there is one player qualifying from the round of 36 to each of these group stages as well, so we'll see how that one goes. We've also got up here Serral, Dark, Time, Special, Showtime in Group B. So obviously Serral, Dark, both absolute monstrosities. And then Time, Special, and Showtime, that is actually a reasonably interesting playing field. I don't know exactly why, but I'd give Time the favorite over Special because he has been performing very well recently. I feel like he's ramping up at the right time just before the World Championship. And Showtime, of course, could do very well versus all of these players, but traditionally, Dark has been the predator of Showtime. Dark, very good at countering him. And I actually would not be surprised if we see Swarmhost and Swarmhost Nidus, just because remember that Showtime is in love with double and triple Oracle into ground PvZ, and he's predictably doing that. And Dark, he's not quite rogue, but I think when you're that predictable, you might get taken advantage of, and he's struggled with those Swarmhosts before, so he's got to keep his eyes on that. All right, guys, we got Trap, Zest, Hero Marine, Bunny, and Lambo in Group C over here. Now, this is a really interesting one, right, guys? Because you got Trap is obviously always one of the favorites to go really deep in these tournaments, but I feel like at Katowice, Trap has never gone that far, and I need to go double check his results. There's something about me that doubts, like, because even when he wasn't one of the greatest players, Trap was going always to the top 8, right? And then getting knocked out, I believe, in the top 8, if I remember correctly. Maybe he actually made top 4. He's made a top 4 for sure, but he definitely hasn't made a grand finals. Zest being allowed to play here is fantastic. So that's going to be fantastic to see how he goes. And it really is the two best Protosses in the world right now, Trap and Zest in the same group, so it would be a little bit of a travesty if they don't get out. We've got Hero Marine, Bunny, and Lambo there as well, and Hero Marine is so hot right now. There's still that little part of me that says, hey, when you jump up to a World Championship tier, will your play scale to that level? And there's the part that says, oh, the Bunny hype train's been big in the last 6 months. Same thing, is he just gonna crash and burn? So I think there's a lot of people who love Bunny and love Hero Marine, especially the Terran fanboys, right? But there's such a big question mark around those two and Lambo. And I actually think, is this the weakest group? Potentially. Hero Marine can beat Zest. Lambo can beat Zest. They both potentially could beat Trap. Bunny can beat Trap. Bunny can beat Zest. This is probably the most up in the air group right here. No worries, Dot. I'll be doing that shout out in just a moment, by the way. I think Group C is probably the most up in the air group. That is probably the one where, and does that tell us that the best Protoss players in the world aren't that consistent? Is that it? Is Protoss the less consistent race? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. But it's kind of interesting just to look at that. Let's remove me face for a second so we can take a look at Group D for a moment. Maybe we could even use a different overlay. Like I can pop up over here. Hello. All right, so we've got Maru, Clem, Raynor, Scarlet, and Zaun. Holy Zergverse, Terran. This group is going to be banging. I mean, that's so sick. Zaun and Scarlet coming in as massive underdogs in this group. Zaun looks amazing when he's on point. He could absolutely go through this group. Scarlet also looks fantastic when she's on point. But let's be real. What those two perform at, on average, the level of Scarlet and Zaun against Raynor, Clem, and Maru, my gosh, this is a tough group. And remember, the way these groups work is that it's the top 3 players that get out, and the top player goes straight to the Katowice 2022 season. Let's just show you guys. The top player goes straight to the round of 8, and then the other 2 players will have to play in the round of 12. So if you get the top seed, so if you see it's a darker green color up there, you get straight to the quarterfinals. And the other 2 players, you're going to have to play, if you're a second place, you'll have to play a third place from another group, and you'll have to play in the round of 12. So only 3 players going out of this group is really interesting when you think about it. I personally would pick Maru. I think if Clem can beat Maru, this would be such a monumental moment in his career where he steps up and overcomes that massive barrier, which is Maru's TVT. And I mean, it's getting to this point where Maru has an aura of invincibility in this matchup. So I don't know what the hell Clem is going to have to do to bring it out. It's not like... I want to say it's not like Clem looks that outclassed by Maru, but he does. Maru outclasses everyone in TVT. It's like, it doesn't look that close. Until TY comes back, I don't know if there's much of a challenger out there for Maru in TVT. I mean, don't get me wrong, Clem is still a beast though, and there's always a chance. And these are round robin groups, of course, by the way, guys, so there's a full 5 matches. Now, we've got Scarlet there, we've got Zaun, we've got Raynor. I mean, Raynor is the reigning world champion. His results in the last 3-4 months have not been that astounding. So I think there's a lot of people who are hoping that Raynor has been bringing his A game, kind of ramping up for this next stage and developing and hiding some strategies, because Raynor, we heard some stuff about him. I don't know if he got kicked out of home or he moved out of home. He was traveling with his girlfriend and playing on like a laptop on a dining table in some Airbnb for one of the season finals. There's been a few things that make us question Raynor's dedication right now, right? So that's the big question mark. Is the reigning world champ gonna switch it on for this event? Is he ramping up in super hard training at the moment? Has he got a good setup? Is he going to be fully focused? If he is, Raynor could, Raynor from last year's world championship, he's the favorite for this group. Right now, though, Maru is the greatest of all time from his current record. He's had a 6-month streak of dominance in every piece of competition, basically. Maru, yes, he's lost some series here and there, but he's winning all the international events, and he's winning a lot of stuff in Korea as well. Not to mention, he's been the most consistent in Korea for like 4 years straight now. So Maru, he's the greatest of all time. If he wins a world championship, that tiny bit of a question mark you hear in my voice when I say greatest of all time, that disappears. It becomes utter confidence. So, yeah, I think Maru's the favorite for that group. It's still a very tough playing field. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes out. But big opportunities for players to punch up in these groups, especially since the 3rd place slot in the group is usually very, very hard fought. We see a lot of times where the 3rd and 4th place, it's decided by a single map. The difference between just getting through to the top 12 or just not, it's going to be a massive opportunity. And because it's round robin, every single series matters. Just because you lose the head-to-head one player doesn't matter if you go and smash everybody else. It's going to be fantastic to see how this goes, guys. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Of course, Katowice is kicking off in a couple of weeks. It says 24th to 25th February. That's interesting. I think don't we start broadcasting on the 22nd or the 23rd? I guess that would be the round of 36 stage, which you guys can't actually get tickets for and come visit live. You will be able to watch it live on stream. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. Definitely look forward to it. And yeah, fingers crossed I'll be able to cast there. I have been contacted about it, and we'll let you guys know. It looks like the open bracket or the play-in stage, the round of 36, will all be played on February 23rd, 2022. So that's going to be a big 14-player bracket by the looks of it, which should be really interesting, the round of 36. I'm clicking round of 36. It's not loading, but there you go. So this is the round of 36 bracket here, guys, where you've got Beyond, Percival, Armani, Probe, Haas, Cyan, Kelazur, Ragnarok, Nice, Hero, Skillus, Alazer, Estrella, Creator, Spirit, and DRG. It's not exactly an easy playing field, but it's going to be really exciting to see who gets through, joins those already stacked groups. And I can't wait, guys. I can't wait. Hopefully, whether I get to cast it or not, my eyes are going to be glued to the screen. I'm going to be watching all of this. the World Championship. Katowice is going to be amazing. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts, your predictions, who your underdogs are that you're cheering for. For me, I think I'd pick underdog. Oh, which underdog? I have a soft spot for Dream. I also really have a soft spot for Time. Sometimes flies under the radar as that Chinese scene is a little bit more insulated from the left, the rest. And Hero Marine or Lambo, I don't think they both can do great, but if one of them does really well, that'd be awesome. I do think Maru, if he gets this crowning championship, we all bow down to Maru, kiss his feet, and praise him as the greatest of all time. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and good night.